Hello everyone, this is Captain Taco, and since the new year's coming up, I decided that it'd be a good time to talk about one of my favorite things that happened this year, and that was all the fantastic memes that came out of the year. So there are a lot of great memes that came out of the year. I haven't really done a video about memes like ever, but I decided now would be a good time to start. So today we're going to talk about my top 5 favorite memes from 2017. And you may agree with me, you may disagree with me. Okay, anyways, on with the list. So we're going to start with number 5. Number 5 is Whoa. So Whoa is basically, it's an animation of Crash Bandicoot flipping out and like wiggling towards the screen while he says whoa over and over and over again. And this came from kind of a number of things. First of all, Crash Bandicoot became popular again because he got a new game, well, kind of a new game on the PS4. So people started talking about him again. Also, Chris O'Neill, or Oni NG's YouTube Let's Play series, Oni Plays, got really popular in 2017. And that's relevant because the voice in the Whoa meme is actually Chris O'Neill, or Oni NG. The original audio is from a tweet from Chris O'Neill, and then whoever created the meme just animated on top of that. So I do really think that this meme is funny, but it's so low on the list because it got old really, really fast. Like, it was really funny and really popular for like a week, and then people just stopped talking about it. So I still think it's kind of funny, but like, its potential was lost really quickly. So that's why it's so low on the list. Number 4 is EA as a whole. So, you've probably heard about this if you're into video games or Star Wars at all. Basically, EA was already kind of a meme for just being like kind of a bad company, but this year really just took the cake because they released Star Wars Battlefront 2. Sorry. The main problem a lot of people had with it was the fact that it almost completely relied on microtransactions and loot boxes, which is a form of gambling, and because it's in a kid's game, that's, well, a game, not really a kid's game, but like kids are going to be playing it. So, because it's sort of aimed at children, and it's Star Wars and everything, that's kind of a gray area when it comes to gambling. That's not the main reason people were upset, though. The main reason people were upset was because without microtransactions and without actually paying real-world money, it would take over 40 hours to unlock one character. And that's absolutely ridiculous. Especially in a game based on Star Wars with so many memorable characters. Of course people are going to pay money for it. And of course there are more powerful characters than others, like Darth Vader's more powerful than Han Solo, probably. I'm just assuming. I've never actually played any Battlefront game. Basically, you can pay to win. The main reason this became such a hilarious meme was because somebody complained about this on in a post on Reddit, and EA responded, and their response is currently the most downvoted comment on Reddit. It is so funny how they tried to defend themselves and just kept digging themselves deeper. I just find that so hilarious, and I think that's like one of the funnier memes of this year, is just EA as a whole. It is pretty low on the list because it's like, you know, it's still like kind of shitty that they're doing this, but I just think the whole situation is absolutely hilarious. Number 3 is a comic by one of my favorite artists online, Owlturd. It's, you probably know what I'm talking about already. It's called My Bike Got Stolen Recently, also known as Bike Cuck, which I like to call it more because that's hilarious. Basically, it's just a comic about the author getting his bike stolen. And, well, most people would be pissed about having their bike stolen, like I was when I got my bike stolen, which is why this comic hits close to home. His reaction is, well, I'm sad that my bike got stolen, but whoever stole my bike is probably happier. So the overall happiness in the world increased, therefore it's okay. And people, including myself, didn't really appreciate this way of thinking. Like, it's positive and that's great, but at the same time, it's just dismissing the fact that someone stole something from you, and it's just absolutely hilarious because of that. So there's been a lot of like really funny remixes and memes of it. It's absolutely hilarious. Even the creator himself, I think, really enjoyed all the jokes people were making about it. So yeah, I think this is really funny, but it's kind of in the middle of the list because my bike got stolen, and I disagree with the original comic. So, it's high on the list, but it's also kind of in the middle. It's not quite top 2. Speaking of top 2, now we're on to number 2. And number 2 is actually a tie between kind of a meme that started earlier in the year and one that started really recently. Like, at the time of writing this, I think it's only like less than a month old. I'm of course talking about Smug Anime Wendy and Earth-chan. These are both very similar. I'll explain Wendy first, since that one came out first. Basically, the Wendy's Twitter, for some reason, got really savage and just started, like, roasting everybody and just being really sassy for some reason. So people decided to personify that as, like, the Wendy's girl being, like, this really smug Ojo, like, anime girl, and she's really cute and really smug and really mean, and it's hilarious. I freaking love this character. So, people started drawing fan art, people started drawing Rule 34. It was pretty great. But then, just earlier this month, a new challenger appeared, and that was Earth-chan. So Earth-chan is an anthropomorphized version of the Earth. And it started from a tweet where somebody said that they should make an anime adaptation of just, like, the universe, where all the planets are, cute anime girls, and they go to university, and Earth doesn't like being called flat. And that idea kind of evolved into its own character. Like, people decided, she should be, like, really sick because of pollution, and, like, there should be other planets, too, like, maybe Jupiter's there, and because she's, the biggest planet, she should have big boobs and stuff. Like, people just decided, like, all this stuff. Like, people had their own headcanons. I think somebody's making a visual novel about all the planets, and I can't wait until that comes out because I really want to play that. But, yeah, both these memes are really similar, so I kind of tied them. And, yeah, I really like both of them. And I think I've done fan art for both of them, so I'm going to put both of those up on the screen right now, if I can find them. Anyways, finally, the number one meme of 2017, and it's going to be really hard for me to talk about this one without laughing, because the number one meme of 2017 is I Will Survive. Now, if you don't know about this, it is a Zootopia fan comic. Zootopia is in the Disney movie that came out, I think, a couple years ago, about a bunch of anthropomorphic animals living in a city setting together. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should probably see it. It's really good. Anyway, so it's a fan comic based on Zootopia, where the two main characters, the rabbit and the fox, are a domestic couple, and the rabbit is pregnant, and the comic is the two characters arguing whether or not the rabbit should get an abortion. And it is the most absurd, like, why would you, it's a fine comic, like, the writing is good, the art is good, but why would you choose this subject matter with these characters? Like, I cannot wrap my head around why they decided to write this. Like, the art is really good, and the writing is also really good, so, like, I don't know, it's just hilarious how absurd this is. But the comic itself is unintentionally hilarious. But what's actually hilarious are the, like, various remixes and re-edits and memes people have made based on this comic. So the most popular one is them arguing over whether or not Arby's is a good restaurant. There's one where they're arguing whether or not steel is heavier than feathers. I don't know, there's a lot of really good ones out there, and they're all really funny. and it's just hilarious. The best thing about it is just how absolutely over the top the reactions are. They make perfect like reaction images or like forum weapons and stuff. It's just absolutely hilarious, and I know I've said absolutely hilarious a lot in this video, but that's because a lot of these are. So those are my top 5 memes of 2017. If you agree with me, let me know. If you don't, you can call me a cuck in the comments. But if you want me to make more videos about memes, I'd be glad to do so, because there's a lot of memes I want to talk about. Especially, there's going to be a lot more in 2018. So before I end the video, though, I do want to talk about a couple runners-up. They're like good memes, but they're not like particularly funny for any real reason, so I can't really talk about them that much. And one of them is You Know I Had to Do It to Him, which is just an image of a guy just like standing there with his arms folded, which the image itself is really funny, but like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. And the other one is Shooting Stars, which is like images of people flying through space to the song Shooting Stars, which is also hilarious, but like, it's just like, I don't know, I didn't find it funny enough to put on the list. So those two are really funny. I couldn't really think of anything to talk about, or anything, I couldn't really think of anything I could talk about with them though, so they're not on the list, but I do think they're funny. Yeah, so that's the end of this video, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.